So I've come into the middle of absolute bloody nowhere, where there's apparently a tea house pavilion that is more than 100 years old, and it's called Guangyinge, and we're going to go there and taste some authentic tea. Let's go and see, and you know, compare to what I've read in a book. You know, people might be asking, Xiaolu, why did you dress up all fancy to go to a tea house? Well, I was just reading about Liu Zhenliang, who was a tea master in the late Tang dynasty. And he essentially came up with such concept of 10 virtues of tea. One of which is tea conveys respect. And so let it be known that a gentleman gives back the respect he is given. So if I am given tea and therefore given respect, I'll show my respect back by dressing up appropriately, you know, to show that I am respectful in return. So yeah, let's try the tea. Now, my book says that in the Chinese tea ceremony, there are 4 tenets that a tea drinker should observe. And so that is color, aroma, taste and form. And so I've got myself some flower tea here, and then I should look at the leaves as well to properly enjoy the tea. So I'm going to just follow my book to make sure I'm doing it all right. That's some good tea, I tell you. Now apparently, first we have to observe the color. This type of tea presents an unforgettable transparent image in a glass of hot water. Yeah? Second, observe the aroma. Fine tea should have a special fragrance of its own. So basically, the book gives us examples of how you can taste the aroma. And so there are 3 ways apparently. The first one is smelling it with one's nose. I mean, it would be weird if I smelled it with something else other than my nose. So let's try that. Ah, that smells great. Stan, smell this. Next up, we need to observe the form of the tea. The shape of the tea leaves is going to tell us a lot whether it's a good tea. The edge of each leaf should curl upward. That's kind of happening in hot water. Actually, I begin to find many sort of lines of connection between the traditional Chinese tea and the traditional English tea. Well, after all, we have to remember that the traditional English tea originally came from China through the Dutch. I mean, the Dutch brought Chinese tea into Netherlands, and from Netherlands it came to England, and the English absolutely fell in love with it. And actually, in the book I've read that apparently the English word tea derives from one of the dialects in China, from a word for tea in one of the Chinese dialects. It's actually Fujian dialect. Apparently in Fujian dialect the word tea is the grandfather of the English word tea, which is quite fascinating. But anyway, the line of connection that I found between the English tea and Chinese tea in that sense is that traditionally in England we also like to savor our tea. As my grandfather always used to say one little thing. He would always say, tea invites conversation, meaning that you only invite people to have tea when you want to have a conversation with them, when you want to engage with them, when you want to spend time with them and get to know them or discuss something. And I feel that is where a Chinese and an English person would find common ground. I suppose many of the problems could be solved if we all just sit down and enjoy this wonderful fragrant tea. Now, I've been having these little sunflower seeds, and I've been getting some disapproving looks from Stan because he saw the way I peel them, and he was like, why are you using your hands? Why aren't you not using your mouth? But you know, in China people use their mouth. But for me it's not convenient. Firstly, because I don't know how to do it properly, and secondly, I don't have much teeth left. And so I do it this way. So I just pull it like this, and it's open. See, easy and delicious. This tea house just keeps getting better and better. There is a go-go having tea. Anyway, so apparently the tea show is about to begin, and I just stood here right in front of him, like the unknowing dumb foreigner I am, to just glare at it and see what's going to happen. Hopefully I don't get sploshed. I don't know what happens in a tea ceremony, but I've never seen one, to be honest. Now I knew it's going to be something interesting, but I did not expect wizardry, to be honest. I mean, my book did not mention there being wizards. He's a wizard. He's not a muggle. Now I like this tea house even more. Anyway, I think I have learned a lot today, and it's time to go home. And remember, anybody who gives this video a Sanlian will have their next cup of tea feel truly magical, like mine. And I will see you in the next one.